Bishop Marvin Sapp, known worldwide for his soulful gospel music and powerful ministry, has always been admired for his calm presence, wisdom, and devotion to both his faith and his family. Fans see him as a pillar of strength and integrity, a man who has inspired millions through both song and sermon. But behind the public image, his family faced a moment of unexpected turmoil that shook them to their core. Recent events revealed shocking details that had been hidden from the public eye, leaving his loved ones devastated and struggling to process the truth. The news was not just surprising, it was deeply emotional, hitting the family at the heart of their sense of security and unity. For Bishop Sapp, the revelation was a test of both his personal resilience and his role as a family leader. The details, though private, were serious enough to challenge the family's daily life and emotional stability. They involved matters that contradicted the calm, orderly life that fans and followers had always associated with them. Whether it was a sudden family disagreement, hidden pressures from public life, or a deeply personal struggle, the impact was immediate and intense. In that moment, Bishop Sapp had to balance the demands of his public ministry with the urgent need to comfort and protect his family from emotional harm. The family's initial reaction was one of disbelief and confusion. Close relatives, who had always relied on faith and love to navigate life's challenges, found themselves facing emotions they had never expected. Heartbreak, worry, and even moments of anger filled the home. As each family member tried to come to terms with the revelations, children struggled to understand the sudden tension, while spouses and older relatives sought to process the truth while maintaining a sense of normalcy. For Bishop Sapp, this meant stepping into the role of mediator, comforter, and spiritual guide, reminding everyone that even in the face of shocking news, faith and family unity must come first. Amid the emotional turmoil, the strength of the family bond began to shine through. Private conversations, heartfelt prayers, and quiet moments of support became the foundation on which they started to navigate the crisis. Bishop Sapp's calm, measured approach helped prevent the situation from spiraling, showing his family that even in the darkest moments, guidance, love, and resilience could provide hope. The challenge was not easy, and the road to emotional recovery would be long, but the first step had been taken, acknowledging the truth and facing it together as a united family. The initial shock also made it clear that while fame and public admiration offer many blessings, they also bring unexpected pressures and hidden challenges. Bishop Sapp and his family were reminded that no matter how strong or admired a person may be, private struggles are part of life, and facing them openly with courage and integrity is essential. This moment, though, painful, began to teach lessons about love, patience, and the power of unity in overcoming even the most shocking of family challenges. The moment the shocking details surfaced, Bishop Marvin Sapp's family was thrown into a whirlwind of emotions. What had once been a private, secure space suddenly felt fragile and uncertain. The revelation came through a trusted source, someone close to the family, which made it even harder to accept. For years, they had relied on one another for love, guidance, and support, believing that their family life was protected from public scrutiny and hidden troubles. But the sudden confirmation of these unexpected truths disrupted their sense of normalcy, leaving them searching for answers in a world that felt as though it had tilted on its axis. The details themselves were sensitive and deeply personal, touching on aspects of family life that no one outside the home had ever seen. There were disagreements that had been quietly simmering, pressures that had gone unspoken, and personal challenges that had been hidden in the shadows. While none of these were scandalous, their revelation was enough to shake the family emotionally, forcing them to confront emotions they had long avoided. The children, sensing the tension among their parents, became anxious, looking for reassurance that everything would be okay. Spouses struggled to navigate the delicate balance between supporting each other and processing their own feelings of shock and worry. Bishop Sapp, as the head of the family, felt an overwhelming sense of responsibility. He understood that how he reacted would set the tone for everyone else. He took time to process the news privately, reflecting on the best way to guide his family through the emotional storm. His faith, which had always been the cornerstone of his life, became the anchor that helped him remain calm. Through quiet prayer and reflection, he prepared himself to face the family, to acknowledge the truth honestly, and to reassure them that together they could overcome any challenge. The emotional buildup was intense. Private conversations turned into long, heartfelt discussions about fears, frustrations, and hopes for the future. Each family member had to confront their own feelings while being sensitive to the emotions of others. Anger, sadness, and even guilt surfaced. But so did compassion, understanding, and a renewed sense of unity. Bishop Sapp reminded them that families are not defined by the absence of struggles, but by the strength to face them together, and that love and faith can guide them through even the most difficult revelations. Even as the family struggled to process the news, they realized that facing the truth was necessary. Ignoring it would only deepen the pain and create further misunderstandings. By confronting the reality head-on, they began the slow but important journey toward healing. The first moments were painful, filled with tears and uncertainty, but they also planted the seeds of resilience. The family began to understand that challenges, no matter how shocking, could become opportunities to strengthen bonds, communicate more openly, and build a foundation of trust that could withstand any future obstacle. The aftermath of the shocking revelations plunged Bishop Marvin Sapp's family into a deeply emotional period. The home, which had always been a place of comfort and love, now carried a weight of uncertainty. Family members wrestled with feelings of confusion, disappointment, and fear, each processing the news in their own way. The children, who had always looked to their parents for stability, found themselves asking questions they had never considered before, seeking reassurance that the world they knew had not been permanently altered. For Bishop Sapp and his spouse, the challenge was not only managing their own emotions, but also shielding their children from the full brunt of the emotional storm while still being honest about the reality they faced. The family's private struggles were intense. Conversations that were once casual became emotionally charged as unspoken fears and frustrations emerged. Each family member faced moments of doubt, wondering how the shocking details could impact their relationships, their reputation, and their faith. Bishop Sapp, understanding the importance of emotional guidance, made it a priority to listen, console, and provide clarity. He encouraged open dialogue, reminding everyone that honesty, empathy, and patience would help them navigate the situation together. These discussions were not easy. Tears flowed freely, tempers occasionally flared, and the weight of the revelation seemed at times unbearable. Bishop Sapp's role as a leader, both in his ministry and his household, became crucial during this time. He balanced his public responsibilities with the intimate needs of his family, demonstrating resilience, wisdom, and compassion. He reminded his loved ones that setbacks and unexpected truths do not define a family. Rather, it is the way they face challenges together that strengthens their bond. By modeling calmness, faith, and understanding, he provided a sense of stability in an otherwise turbulent period. His presence reassured his family that despite the shock and emotional upheaval, they were not alone and could rely on one another for support. The family also began to experience moments of reflection and personal growth. While the shocking details had initially brought pain and confusion, they also encouraged deeper self-awareness and strengthened the family's emotional connections. Relatives began expressing feelings they had previously kept to themselves, fostering empathy and understanding. Bishop Sapp's emphasis on faith and unity helped transform the initial despair into a learning experience, teaching his family that challenges, even the most unexpected ones, can reveal hidden strengths and reinforce love. As news of the shocking details spread, beyond the walls of Bishop Marvin Sapp's home, the public response was immediate and intense. Fans and followers, who had always admired his strength, talent, and spiritual leadership, were taken aback by the revelation. Social media quickly became a hub of discussion, with reactions ranging from shock and disbelief to messages of empathy and support. Many expressed concern for the family, acknowledging the emotional weight they must be carrying, while others speculated about the details, trying to piece together a narrative without knowing the full story. The attention added an extra layer of pressure on the family, who were already processing the emotional impact behind closed doors. Despite the scrutiny, support poured in from the broader community. Friends, fellow pastors, and ministry colleagues reached out to offer guidance, encouragement, and reassurance. Messages emphasized understanding, compassion, and faith, reminding the family that challenges, even unexpected and painful ones, do not define them. Bishop Sapp himself was deeply moved by this outpouring of love. It reminded him that even in moments of private struggle, the power of community and faith can provide comfort, strength, and perspective. The encouragement allowed the family to feel less isolated, reinforcing their determination to face the crisis together. Balancing his public role with his private family turmoil became one of Bishop Sapp's greatest challenges. He continued to fulfill his ministry responsibilities, knowing that his presence and guidance were valued by thousands who relied on him for spiritual support. Yet, behind the scenes, he navigated the delicate balance of attending to his family's emotional needs while managing the demands of public life. Each sermon, appearance, or public statement became a moment to subtly share strength, resilience, and hope, without revealing the private details that remained sensitive and deeply personal. This careful balance allowed the family to maintain a degree of privacy while still showing transparency and authenticity to the public. The family began to see that the crisis, though painful, also offered an opportunity for growth and reflection. Followers and supporters were inspired by the way Bishop Sapp managed the situation, with integrity, humility, and love. His example reminded viewers that even those admired for their spiritual leadership are human and face real struggles, and that the true measure of character is how one responds to adversity. Through prayer, open dialogue, and mutual support, the family gradually regained a sense of stability, reinforcing the idea that resilience and faith can guide people through even the most devastating revelations. In the end, the public reaction underscored a powerful truth. Families, even those in the spotlight, are not immune to challenges. Community support, empathy, and understanding can provide essential comfort, while transparency, integrity, and faith help navigate the storm. Bishop Marvin Sapp and his family demonstrated that by confronting difficulties together, relying on one another, and embracing both private and public responsibilities with grace, it is possible to emerge stronger, wiser, and more united than ever before. In the days following the public and private turmoil, Bishop Marvin Sapp found himself reflecting deeply on the events that had shaken his family. As a spiritual leader, he had always preached about resilience, faith, and perseverance. But now he had to live those principles in the most personal and intimate way possible. The shocking details had tested not only his patience and strength, but also his capacity to guide his family with wisdom and compassion. Bishop Sapp realized that challenges, no matter how unexpected, are opportunities to grow stronger, deepen relationships, and reaffirm the values that hold a family together. The journey toward healing was neither simple nor immediate. Every family member carried their own emotions: fear, sadness, frustration, and even guilt. But Bishop Sapp encouraged openness and honest communication. He reminded his loved ones that pain shared is pain halved, and that working through difficulties together strengthens bonds that might otherwise have been taken for granted. Private moments of prayer became a source of solace and unity, allowing the family to process emotions while reaffirming their faith. Bishop Sapp's calm and reflective presence reassured his family that even the most overwhelming revelations could be met with grace and understanding. Through this period, Bishop Sapp also reflected on the broader lessons for himself and others. He understood that fame and public admiration, while rewarding, do not shield anyone from life's difficulties. Personal and family struggles can touch even the most celebrated lives, reminding viewers that leaders are human and that integrity, love, and faith are essential in navigating hardship. He saw that the way a family responds to adversity is more important than the adversity itself. Facing challenges with honesty, empathy, and patience can transform moments of pain into opportunities for growth, trust, and stronger emotional bonds. As the family slowly began to heal, they discovered a renewed sense of unity. Difficult conversations and emotional moments paved the way for understanding and forgiveness. Bishop Sapp's guidance, grounded in both faith and compassion, helped his family see that setbacks do not define them, but rather their response to those setbacks does. The lessons learned from this period would leave a lasting impact. Resilience, open communication, and mutual support became central pillars in their lives, reinforcing both personal and spiritual growth. Ultimately, the story of Bishop Marvin Sapp and his family is one of courage, love, and hope. The initial shock of the revelations was painful, but it became a catalyst for reflection, emotional growth, and renewed faith. Through it all, Bishop Sapp demonstrated that leadership is not measured by perfection, but by the ability to face challenges with integrity, compassion, and unwavering commitment to family. The journey toward healing, though difficult, revealed the enduring strength of love, the power of faith, and the importance of standing together, even in the face of life's most devastating truths. For Bishop Sapp, the experience reinforced the delicate balance between public leadership and private life. He recognized that while he has a platform and influence, his most important role is as a husband, father, and guide to his family. The revelations reminded him that personal integrity and family care cannot be sacrificed for public image or professional obligations. This realization shaped the way he approached ministry, encouraging him to emphasize empathy, honesty, and emotional intelligence alongside spiritual guidance. By modeling these qualities, he not only strengthened his family, but also provided a living example to followers about navigating life's unexpected challenges with grace and wisdom. The family, in turn, grew stronger and more united. Difficult conversations became tools for deeper understanding, while shared moments of prayer and reflection fostered emotional resilience. Children witnessed firsthand the importance of confronting reality rather than avoiding it, and spouses learned that vulnerability and communication are essential in maintaining trust. The experience left a lasting impression. Even in the most painful moments, love, patience, and faith can serve as anchors, helping families weather storms and emerge stronger than before. For viewers and followers, the story carried important lessons. It demonstrated that families, even those in the public eye, face trials that test their strength and commitment. It reminded people that transparency, honesty, and emotional support are key to maintaining unity and resilience. Moreover, Bishop Sapp's handling of the situation showed that true leadership involves not just public success, but private accountability and integrity. The way he guided his family through the crisis became an inspiring example, showing that even in moments of despair, hope and healing are possible. Ultimately, Part 6 emphasizes that challenges are not just obstacles, they are opportunities for growth, reflection, and renewed faith. Bishop Marvin Sapp and his family's journey illustrates the enduring power of love, communication, and resilience. Through the initial devastation, emotional turmoil, and public scrutiny, they emerged stronger, wiser, and more connected. The story leaves viewers with a timeless message. Life will present unexpected trials, but facing them with honesty, courage, and unity can transform pain into strength, uncertainty into clarity, and struggle into lasting lessons for both family and community.